Mr. Denzell Lino is the first member to join Yo Favorite Aunty Jy in the Black to the Land collective. He was born and raised primarily in Dangriga, Belize. However, he has spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, California. He is a self-taught man with a wide variety of skills and has been involved with a lot of community activism, like the education of prisoners here in Belize and projects to get the youth into agriculture in Dangriga. He's a family man best known locally for always helping members in the community help themselves. Mr. Denzell Lino is a very dynamic asset to the Black to the Land collective.
My name is Denzell Lino. I'm born and raised right here in Dangriga, Belize, where we are sitting right now on a acre of plot of land that was handed down from my grandmother.
All right, cool.
Well, I often ask myself the question, how did our ancestors made it in life without working for the government, without government aid, without working a 9 to 5, yet they were able to sustain a large family? It was 16 of us between children and grandchildren on a single parent. How did my grandmother make it? When I started to think about it as a child, I didn't know. Now as an adult, I understand that it was through self-reliance. We had a farm. We used to grow many crops. So if you put the amount of resource, if you can take away all the resources that we get from the farm, you can see how much you can save on an annual basis. So I realized that if I can plant my own food, I can save a lot of money. I always have that in mind, how the community going to benefit. Number one, whatever I learn, I would want to teach that back to the community. That's number one. Number two, whatever crop I grow, I want to look at the market and try to sell it to our community for a less cost, a less value, so they can save $1 on it through my crops. Another thing that we want to lead by example. If other people, they might not listen to me if I'm talking and they don't see anything, but if I can set an example of what I'm doing. I have an acre of land and I'm growing on it, I'm building on it. When they see that and they see the financial benefit or economical benefit of it, surely they might say, you know what, maybe I want to do likewise, and they can do likewise. And if they're up for it, then we are always willing to show them how we did it and how they can do it. Man, number one, the nature, the peacefulness, away from all the traffic, away from all the noise, away from all the nosy neighbors. Not to say you don't like your neighbors, but anyway, it's good to be away from people and just living on a land that it's yours, and that you can maintain and you can feel proud of and feel a sense of pride, a sense of achievement that is something that you did. I love, it's just that I'm fascinated with nature. That why should you pay for something when you can get it for free? All you got to do is throw a seed on the ground and it grows and you get it, instead of going to the store. Come on, that's like, you know what I mean? Who wouldn't want to have land when you know that I can plant 10 pepper tree, 10 jalapenos, 10 tomatoes, 10 avocados, 10. I don't have to buy it, even though it's seasonal, but every season I get to save something, so I love it.
Okay.
Hard work. It's hard work, but again, that's the beauty of it. We gotta love hard work. We gotta embrace hard work. You know, we can't get anywhere without hard work. And hardly anybody would want to do hard work. If we all could get it for free, we'd love to get it for free, but it doesn't happen that way. Life doesn't work that way. You gotta work hard. And that's the least that I hate, is the hard work, working in the sun, maybe when it's raining, you know, or I would say the distance from town. You know, that's why it's good that I would love to just live on the land rather than back and forth from town or from city to town to farm. I would rather just move there and be there every day. Well, definitely equipment like the grader, the one that tills the ground, that can knock all this stuff down, that would be equipment that would be lovely, you know, because right now we are doing this manually, machete, axe, or power saw. Imagine that when you can just get a tractor or something and just run through this, to save you a lot of time and a lot of time and energy, you know. But that would be one, and another would be sawmill. A sawmill would be good because what? If I can clear the land, the trees and the logs, I can make them into lumber and I can build. You can resell. There's many things you can do with those lumber, with those logs. You can make it happen. All you gotta do is some manpower and some nails, and you're gonna make, you know, it's going. Well, you know, they said there's I think it's a Chinese saying, I don't know if it's a Chinese, but so I heard recently, my memory served me right, that whoever feeds you control you, right? So that's always stuck to my head, that whoever feeds you control you. Now, I don't care whether you're a lawyer with a suit and tie, you're a businessman, but I'm telling you, you're still a slave to the ones that you have to go to for your food, for your water, for your wherewithal to survive. Why give that control to a company or to somebody when you can do it for yourself? I don't care what level of economic status you're on. I think the best thing, the wisest thing, I think any wise man ought to know, is to own your own land, grow your own food, and if you can provide energy, water for yourself, you don't even need a government. You hardly even need anyone. That's a true free man, a true independent individual that can support and sustain themselves in that kind of way. No matter the color, no matter what suit you wear, it won't work. Most definitely, I want to say something to you guys. Look, one thing we'll try to do over here is to trust and verify. We're asking you to give us an opportunity to try what we're doing. We'll document the process. We wanted to give you that opportunity to show what we can do, that we can do it. That way, once we can verify that we can do it, we build up that trust. We won't have a difficulty sharing our ideas with you again. We don't have to go through this, whether it's gonna happen or not. So we're just asking, it's very important that we're asking you, or we're urging you to take that leap of faith with us. Try us out, see what we're all about, see how it's gonna go out. If it doesn't show up, then you know what, that's our loss. But again, we'll try to prove to you that we can do it and we will do it.
And we're
However,
doing it already.
It's very important that we get your support with it. And we really appreciate it. And much love in advance. Another thing that I want to say, all my life, I could almost say that I've rarely participated or contributed to any type of program that I see. I'm the type that usually be skeptical, so I want to know if that's what they're really doing and stuff like that. So this video could possibly something like that, what you're seeing, and you're just looking at it and, oh, you know, it's just another one of those things. But I'm trying to stop you right there and ask you again to do something for a change and say, you know what, let me just try and support somebody. I'm asking you whether you can or cannot do it. If you can afford to buy a six-pack, or you can afford to buy you a little smoke, or you can afford to buy any one of your guilty pleasures. We're asking maybe just for one guilty pleasure that you're gonna miss, and say, you know what, let me support this person by giving up one portion of my guilty pleasure, right? And we want you to have that sense of achievement, that whatever, that what you donate to us or what you support us with you're gonna be a part of that. Because of you, it happened. Right? So be a part of something that you can say when you see us 3 years now, 5 years down the line, you can say, you know what, I was a part of that. I contributed to that success. And that's what
Get a
we're
little
asking.
dance, Mr. Lino.
Beyond the finance, you definitely need that willpower, that commitment. You know, you need to, because it's very time consuming when you're dealing with farming. You know, it takes a lot of time. You got to keep constantly maintaining it. So if you're going to spend a lot of time on the farm and you're not working and you got to pay your bills and all that, so you got to find a way to balance it until you can probably get some resources or some revenue, make some money through your farming. Until then, you're probably going to need a job or you need some other additional type of support to hold you. But you know, so besides the finance and the truck and all this stuff, you still need that energy. You still need that, you know, that willpower to say, oh, you know what, I'm going to do it.
And we're stuck again, y'all. Stuck in the mud, like.
And one of the reasons why I got stuck, because there's a difference between a all-terrain tire for the mud grip, which is like a mud grip, and the road tires. There's a $400 to $600 difference with those. So I bought the road instead of the mud grip. That's for farming. If you would get those on a four-wheeler, this is a two-wheel drive. A four-wheel drive is great for Belize, especially when you come into the farming, because again, you're gonna be backed up in mud and all that type of stuff. So a four-wheel drive, get the all-terrain tires on that. Yeah, that stuff will be good, you know. It's difficult, you know. There's a trick I have to do when I drive. Whenever I see mud or somewhere where I think that I could be jammed, I gotta speed up and try to fly right through it without pressing gas, and hopefully I'll make it until to solid ground where the tires can grip again. If not, if I stop in that mercury water, I'm not getting out of there. I'm not getting. Yep. Trying to jack it up, trying to find rocks to get it out, piece of wood there. It's very difficult, but again, we always get it done.
Mr. Lino over here with the double sword action.
The advantage or the benefit outweigh the con, I think, because as long as you are prepared in advance, you know you need water, you know you need your electricity, you know you need your food, all that stuff. Now, the only time the cons would be we're in a case of emergency and maybe you don't have a good internet service or phone service. Oh yeah. You don't have not only a good, we get a reliable transportation to get you to the hospital as soon as possible, to get you to safety, right? Reliable telephone for safety. You know, those type of things would be very. Those would be the cons, right? That you're living alone and your car doesn't want to start, and it's 12 o'clock at night or it's 11:30 at night. Gas station is closed, stores are closed, and the next person you're trying to reach is maybe 21 miles away. You know, it's not an easy thing to get anybody to just get up and go get you. You know, so you would need to be prepared in advance. You might even need a two-vehicle, a backup, just in case this one goes bad, or maybe a motorcycle. You know, in a case of emergency, the vehicle don't want to start, you're gonna get on a motorcycle, you can head to town, you know, and it's good on gas too.
Say hey.
Good morning from sweet Belize. Yeah, you need that willpower. You need that understanding that this is necessary. If that person doesn't understand or realize that land is important, growing your own food is important, then I don't even think that person deserves to be on the farm if they don't even understand and realize that that's very important. You know what I mean? So it's a waste of time. But because again, and the opposite of that is that I understand it's important. I understand the power of land. I understand the power of self-reliance. So it becomes necessary for me to do it. And it would be asinine, ridiculous for me not to do it. So imagine that. If anybody, other men could think the same way, that this is, as much as you get up in the morning and brush your teeth, as much as you get up and you want to drink water, you want to eat, man, you got to grow your, that's how it is to get land and grow your own food. It's important. That's how much it's important to me. Yeah, you got to do your own thing. I got to stop and buy banana, plantain, orange. Why I got to buy when I can grow it? It was a farming program, but they ran out of funding, stuff like that, you know? And it just went down.
How it goes when you run out of funding.
Yep.
You got people willing to do the work, willing to make the actions, but we don't have the resources, and then so stuff dies.
Yeah. So that's how it is, man. But
Hey family. We just wanted to thank you for viewing this profile and getting to know Mr. Denzell Lino, one of our original members here of the Black to the Land Project. For more information on how you can get involved or donate, please visit us at flow.page/Black to the Land. That's flow.page/Black to the Land. Peace and thank you.